lots of money for SK though.
Yeah, the counter grenades were perfect, and they actually messed up their site Molotov, and it landed NT main. But it was really the smoke that was good that obscured vision, and they really tried to force their way out because they had committed all of their utility. But once that first kill happened and the rest of them were stuck in blind, they decided to cancel, which I actually think was probably a good idea. They lost anyway. Good shoulder peeks, so as not to get shot.
Short opening here from the T side of SK. Working the default. That is a beautiful catch. Ace is a respectable AWP player. Sniping has been really good, at least in ECS, from what we have seen.
See if they can turn this around at United. Get momentum in their favour. They've got the pick, but running around is not that easy versus the likes of SK, who aren't shy to run the clock down. Will United get hungry for information? They've got two players deep in the B bomb site on this occasion, Relics and Dazzle, around the bomb train. And then the three towards A. There's a smoke towards IV. That might help them get the bomb down later on, but they need to start moving quickly.
Finds the right angle, but will he find the next one? I don't know. He's being attacked from the side. He does! Oh wow, he's got perfect peaks there until the third player arrived, but he's done enough damage and Cold doesn't have enough to support him there. So United will indeed pick up the round and stabilize as SK's money is being
I don't care about Sweden, I mean...
Good. This is a beautiful kill. I don't know that I've seen that really. That might be the first time I've seen someone make that frag. Maybe.
You don't have to often see jump
seen it a few times.
Maybe I just have really bad memory though.
It's not the most common angle, but you do see it from time to time. That looks like a very deliberate smoke, but the gimmick doesn't work out for the CT side. And Moose is going to miss his shot. This is a disaster for United. How do they get back into this bomb site? Fur avoids the flashbang. There is serious heavy weaponry here on this SK Gaming side, and they've got such a man advantage that how do you avoid getting traded? Dapper taken out as well. Ace and Relics, surely it is a safe situation. 2 versus 5. They need to get out of there.
And they will. But as you say, the losses were pretty dramatic, and the panic up from Moose. I mean, had he got maybe even one kill, I wonder how different things could have potentially looked there for the retake effort. You never know.
It all started with the gimmick smoke on the ramp.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure how that looked from the T perspective, actually. Because it seemed like it was doing its job. It seemed like that was the purpose, that there was like a gap that...
Yeah, it's just not wide enough that you can play with it a lot. And the tracers, that's like...
Yeah.
You could probably get your first few bullets off and then leave, but I think he was just hoping they didn't three or four people cross right away.
On the plus side, it's the last round of the first half, so the damage is limited from the United perspective. Close score so far. Dapper on a scout once again, alongside the double AWPs. See if he can land another headshot, or if he'll be popped by the AKs of SK. It's due with an M4. You do still, on rare occasions, see a T player pick up a CT rifle over an AK. But it is rare. It was more common when the silenced M4 was more popular. Well, I mean better. Minute 10. Fur's been picked off. I expect another slow round from SK Gaming. But how do they get into this bomb site?
Looking to make it work here, slowly pushing with the grenades. Molotov to clear some of the close places. Moose looking above, standing large and in charge on the bomb train. Couple kills for him, and there's not too much Fallen can do. United 7 rounds at the end of the first half and 8 for SK. So pretty open game after that one. Pretty all-round performance from a United as well. No one in particular standing out.
Boosting the bomb train was a big call. They helped them up over that because of the 3 side smokes. Totally makes those useless. And Moose has been hitting all the shots. Very smart player.
Just have to win a pistol now.
It all starts with a pistol.
Le pistol.
Well then, United appear to be on a pilgrimage towards the IV position. They will not be at the advantage in terms of range, although Relics has a P250, but he's towards main. Will Glocks, will they show the bomb and go elsewhere? Or is this a committed push? 2 SK players lying in wait, Bolts and Fallen. See Bolts looking for the information. Do wonder if he will go for the engagements or if he'll fall back. So you spot 2 players and doesn't seem much to go for straight away, but the double peek is attempted and these Glocks putting in work.
Yep, it's definitely quite hard to deal with this. They're charging in so fast, using the numbers swarming around and overwhelming the bomb site defense. And Stu's trying to work it. He's still in position around now the DT heaven, DT sky. It's very distracting in this position. He knows that his position is partially just distraction. Keep players looking up as his teammates do the damage from below, but he's starting to do damage now as well as the peaks come in. And he's down to 4 HP, and he is just done. He had a good effort, but United looking like they're going to take this. Bolt's single bullet from death. Oh, maybe he can do this. He's going for the full hole, but out he comes. Headshot, that's what he needs. Ace got him off the bomb, and I think Ace has done it. Doesn't even need to kill him, but he'll get him. Tagged in the arm. Ace will die for the cause, but he did his job. 8-8 as the United win the pistol.
2 pistols.
That's exactly what they needed against definitely a stronger team. All the advantages you can get, but now they have to suffer the double scout buy of SK Gaming. Fallen loves to be on a ladder with a scout. Got the aggression from Fur as well, but a very well-timed grenade will leave him with 2 HP. Cold Zero, the only man with Kevlar.
Oh, I'm surprised he doesn't continue with the push.
Guess he wants the engagement around this corner here, but one corner further, he might not have the range. Who knows? Can try and make the best of it elsewhere instead. Coldzera, Delaney off angle. He will hear the steps, but there will still be just the 2 players for SK. Nothing unusual about hearing a T above B.
See Relic's trying to work some forward position and space on Ali now. And his teammates meanwhile clearing out the inner area or the upper area of B. So far some success has been found here. They're starting to accumulate in for the push, and Fur has got 2 HP. Gets 1 though. That's not a bad shout, but there's unfortunately not enough support here to follow up on that one. So that will be the round for United. And the question really remains now as to whether they can get even more damage, any more kills on those SMGs perhaps. Yes, there we go. 1 more, spits a bit of money, chunks of money.
He knows that Fallen was in connector and he didn't have the time to come in from the position of the player he just killed, so United can press on with confidence. Very nice bait there, and Relics will finish things off. People were saying after United's matches yesterday, I was looking at the comments on the United Liquid thread, and people were saying that they were really happy that Relics found stability with a good team, or what seems to be a good team, after, I mean, he's been bouncing around for quite a while. So, that is good. Always nice to have some stability, and that is United back in the lead. Now with the just a P250 on Fur and everybody else on the stock pistol, we'll see what United can do. They look good on the anti-force buy round here on train, so this anti-eco round should be with little issue. Dazzle has found a lot of information pretty quickly indeed.
Just like that, Dapper gets 2 kills, lays down some suppressing fire, and then some literal fire, as Dazzle is going to make his way around CT spawn. So Easy does it.
Easy PZ.
Easy PZ. Lemon squeeze it.
You're one of a kind, Launders.
Thank you.
One of a kind.
Okay, the AWP is on Fallen. Who will be his victims? Will you be his victim, James?
Who's victim?
Fallen's victim.
I'm not a victim.
So it doesn't matter who then.
Exactly.
Okay.
Just wanted to entertain his theory, his thought process.
I like it.
Just wanted to entertain for a while. Let me humor him, and then shut it down.
Give him the hope, and then take it away.
It's Fallen, AWP, no Kevlar. 5 and 13 so far. Perhaps he will have a better time on things here on the CT side. Aggressive grenade avoided by Fur. You never know how far Fur is going to go. Looks hungry to go further.
Oh boy.
Further.
Fervor. Fervor 21.
Shoot him, Dazzle. Shoot him. Can't you see him?
Shoot him back, Fur. This is scary. I mean,
all he sees is a barrel and a pallet on a shelf.
oh my god.
And the thing is, we've seen a lot of players who just know to spam the angle where Fur is standing.
Fur's actually just waiting for them to dip their feet down to see if they can bait him. So he's gonna get like way more damage. Oh, he's going close though. Oh my god, he actually got him still.
Yeah, he's still got 1. That's kind of nuts. Well played. 1 for 1 though. That will be exactly what United will be happy with. I mean, they're fine with that. It actually seems like when the 2 guys drop down together, you actually see it go bad more than it goes well these days. So
Especially versus Fur.
yes, especially versus
Seems
Fur.
with the information they have that SK might be reading an A play, Cold Zero, and preparing himself for a flank. 15 seconds to go, and Fallen boosted on top of Connector is a problem. Grenades flying in, but now we have Cold coming up. The Pop Dog, I believe. Will the bomb go down? Just about. At least Dazzle 1 versus 3. Very quickly dispatched of the final players. So again, you can just see the minds whirring on the SK Gaming side as Cold Zero moved up the ladder and deeper towards upper B around that 30-second mark. There's a player spotted towards Ivy. It seemed that was the final clue for the Poirot players on SK. Lovely flick there, and then rifle support from Stewie now. That's round number 9 for SK, but Eunited are on the buy once more.
Fast play outside. Nades everywhere. Fur with a nice line, so it's Fallen. And they will catch their first kills. And United are unable to trade. Fur could burst out at any moment and cause a lot of problems. End the round, but Relics and Ace actually doing some damage here. Ace with 2 quick kills off the AWP. Relics pushing Connector now, trying to chase down Stu, and he is the last man standing. If he wins this 1v1, he's on. And he does win it as well. Now there's over a minute to go. I don't know whether the bomb is known or not by Fur.
It should have come out.
Fur came out of Pop Dog earlier, so I don't know. It looks like it's deep inside main.
So
I don't believe they necessarily know where the bomb is, unless someone else flanked from that position. But I'm assuming they did not.
He's playing it like he knows where the bomb is.
I think. Well, yeah, he pushed the blue train, so I think he might actually know. We'll see whether or not he does. He's got a molly too and a kit. He has a good read on this, I think. He's somewhat worried about his flank, but you can see that the lines he's covering outside are pretty good. Will the timing work out though? Ooh, if it just takes half a second longer, I think Relics passes, gets the bomb, and if I has no idea.
That is the weird thing about patrolling. Like sometimes it is the best option, it feels like. But I don't even know.
Damn. If that kill went the other way, SK would be on eco.
Big round.
Look at the buy they get with the win bonus.
It also should have been around that SK won a lot more cleanly though, which is the weird part. Like they had the first 3 kills almost immediately. Counter grenades were great. They killed the guy running up to hell. They opt him. Wonk ass. Oh, ho, ho, ho. That was nice.
There we go.
Damn.
Getting those wall bangs in, and that's what we're talking about. And United ready to burst onto B. A B burst. Will Stewie have the stomach to stop them? Or will he be disgusted by this and fold the defense? Stewie likes it hot, and the Molotov is dropped as he goes around the side of the bomb train, finds himself almost a second, denied though ultimately, as Dapper makes his way quickly forwards to take control of the position around the trains, the yard, and he'll be successful. Another round for United. Do you believe? Do you believe? I believe, but do you believe?
Reset. AWP almost stolen at the end there, but these are dangerous waters for SK Gaming. Dangerous waters indeed. There is still a chance for recovery, but it seems the force buy will be the order of the day for the boys in blue and black. To scout the pistols, the UMP, mostly, well, all with Kevlar. The helmet's here, a helmet there. Is the helmet necessary at this point? Probably not. Could buy some smoke grenades instead.
True.
Goodbye, Fur. You will be remembered. United in a good position right now. Dapper will try to test the waters here, spot some feats. That's some good info. That's one of the 4 players now known. Fallen will reposition. And that's smart, because otherwise they could easily deal with him. Now he can be a bit more of a troublemaker. Bolt's challenging with the long-range deagle. That's what you want to do.
His teammate.
Oops.
Young Stewie.
Stu.
Still thinks he's on C9. I kill this guy.
45 seconds for United. They start to re-enter the main area. That smoke will not be the worst thing for them. They can make their way over, but it's hard for them to split fall into position, but they are far better equipped. Stewie has much to do here, but he won't be able to do it. We've got some mad fraggers on the United. That is really important versus the likes of SK Gaming. coldzera and Bolt at opposite ends. Surely a question of damage unless some deagle shots come through. coldzera waiting for distraction to be run. If Bolt gets a kill, he probably drops afterwards. But if Bolt gets nothing, he may need to drop anyway. Although with 1500 being carried by Colds, who knows how far he goes. So here are the shots, and Cold has not committed. Can I hold on to what he has for the rounds to come? That's round number 12 for Eunited. 13 looking pretty likely as well. Then the margin for error will be very small for SK Gaming.
You would think after all these good teams that United have played, they've probably got some easier games coming up as well. Might be realistic to think about them having like a, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but like a really good record in the season. If they power through Liquid and actually take a map off SK.
Pistols, pistols, pistols. We should get a new pistol.
Don't say that ever
Yeah?
again.
Let's get the CZ 2.0.
I just want to be able to throw knives, actually. That's actually what I want. I want throwing knives, like in Soldier of Fortune 2.
Why don't you play Soldier of Fortune 2 then?
Because no one else plays it, because their game is...
Yeah, well, I want that
super
knife
old.
that you just like eject. That looks like a knife. And James Bond.
I wanna throw it, man. I don't want any of the weird gadgetry.
Oh, no shooting knives.
Throwing knives. Knives for strong men.
It's gonna do like 20 damage.
SK are chilling, and United just taking their time about this. It's funny to me sometimes just seeing the animation of when someone just like puts their hands over their eyes, like, oh god, I can't see. Still cracks me up sometimes, that animation. And that animation, how long has that been in the game now? For like 2 years? A year and a half? 2 years?
I would say 2+.
2+?
But I have a bad memory.
A while.
That's a safe answer.
Well,
yeah,
could be a week
relative.
or
Can't
could
call
be.
that.
United, I do worry about the clock at this point. That said, Relix is halfway through A, but he's on his own. And I think you don't want to be pushing a site with 5 people alive on your opposing side, no matter what they have. So the Ivy area, I presume, has been cleared out and the bomb will go down. Especially against a team like SK. See, nobody watching the pop dog area. All 5 alive, no excuses. Relix hunting. Suddenly 3 players are dead, but with the USPs, how far do you need to hunt? No one dropping for United. Marvelous stuff. Now, it is crunch time. No snipers for SK. Does that put them in positions close to main, close to pop? What is the SK play in this round? No scouts, just the M4s. All M4A4s, of course.
What kind of spawn does Fur have? He's the first option I would say is always, send him ladder if he has a spawn. If not, I wouldn't worry about it. So you get worried about flashes out of Seacon. I think it's fast. Going right to the E-box. This actually works for him.
Okay, the battle has begun. Dazzle all the way next to Ivy. Now he can take the Ivy position, but they still need to deal with Fur, who is around E-box before that bomb can go down. Cold Zero moving to the high ground. That's awesome tease. Cold Zero wins that job, but he gets traded. Fur is still undetected. Gets the first one. Where are the remainder? Ooh, that's Moose with the bomb. Moose not tagged yet, but he's got to be very careful now. He knows where Fur is, between blue and brown. Does he give him the 1 versus 1? Works out for them. This spells disaster for SK.
Wow, that's the round right there. That is the round. Now, Fur played his spot properly, but somebody that hell died right away. I think it was Bolt. And even Fallen got killed by Dazzle. Wrapped all the way around Hell, got 3 frags. Very important kills. That's the key position. The guy who goes Olaf to wrap Hell compromises all your spots outside if you don't go Ivy. That's your man. Mr. Loafman.
The loaf man.
The breadwinner.
Man of loaves.
Schleisch.
The loaf man. They've been very meticulous on this eco now. If they take as much time as they did on the USP round versus the likes of the CZs, then things could go very wrong for them, and that's not the best of starts. Bolt's collecting an AK-47. And he does manage to escape with it as well, and Moose is almost gone. So now we have crisis management situation for Eunited. You've lost a man on the anti-force buy, and you've given up an AK, and one of your players has 10 HP. What do you do? He's just capable of picking up the AWP if he can get to Ace instead, switching the roles around there. But at this point, do you even favor SK Gaming?
I want to see a fake. I want to see an outside fake into B rush. I just want to see. And then one of the reasons I like that is also because untrained, it's an easy rotation time, and there's like SK know that they have a man advantage, but they're still on struggling here because their guns aren't great, their utility's not great. They're going to be fast to rotate. But it will be the distraction play into B. Doesn't work. Every 1v1 lost by United players here. And oh my god, this is a disaster. Look at all these guns that can be collected here. 3 AKs picked up. Disaster, disaster.
I don't think Fallen got a gun. Fallen like dropped his scout and didn't pick up the other gun.
Loads of money for United though. James, have you ever baked your own bread? Speaking of loaf man.
I don't think so.
My mum used to do it. She would bake it in the morning, and at 6 AM you'd wake up to the smell of it, and it smells amazing. Nothing smells as good as freshly baked bread.
Well, yeah, in France, we would go to a bakery every morning to buy fresh bread.
So good.
Well, this is a true test for Eunited. They've given SK a way into this game. They've given them a way into 2 AWPs, and if United loses rounds, You do wonder. Only 2 of their players have money at this point. But there we go, a trade in frags. 4-on-4. What do you do, Eunited? Fur is looking for information. Is anybody in main? May have a read that there's a fair chance the answer is no. But there is, of course, I was going to say an hour on the clock. A minute on the clock.
The most painful train game of all time. Each round is an hour.
That's actually hell.
That's my idea of hell. Now let's see what they can do here. These United guys, 4v4, it's a decent spot to be in for the T's. But equally, again, train. So you can see the setup for SK Gaming. It's a 4-man setup, 3 towards the bomb train, very fast rotation towards B. You can see they're sort of operating on a line here, and the B player, Bianca, Stu, is able to just hold position and buy time for rotation.
Stewie doesn't have utility for this hold, so it's a lot worse for him. That Molotov he throws is extremely important for him to make a play. So the support's here though from coldzera. So everyone pushes through right into the crosshairs of Stewie. 2 headshots instantly. Bomb's going down, but it's just Ace all alone. He gets it off, however. It's going to be important for United's economy.
Speaking of economy, though, that round gives SK another bye should they lose an upcoming round. So this is very interesting indeed. Very, very interesting. So close and yet so far.
Somehow those flashes didn't bind coldzera. Don't know if they were too far or maybe there was the lip of the platform. I'm not even sure how he blocked him, but he was able to see that whole time.
If United lose this round, they're looking at a 14-14 scoreline because it will put them on an eco. 2 snipers continue for SK, of course, only losing 1 man in the previous round. You have to wonder if United feel like their best chances to win this have gone, and maybe they have, but they can still win this.
Don't. Bolts needs to not die here. He's died here like 3 times on their rifle rounds, and that's just critical.
Yeah, it's like the one job is don't die.
Don't die,
It's one of the hardest, if not hardest, positions to play alone. CT side. Because of that reason, you don't want to die, but you have to get information. You have to slow them down. So it's very hard to work that spot. SK have had some good solutions to it in the past, but it used to be a cold and fallen setup. Fallen playing green train with the AWP, and cold would be rifling alley. When they back in the old days when they were incredibly just so unstoppable here on the CT side. But now it's time for United to make their way in. Fallen getting caught there, doesn't go down, but Dazzle will give further fall though. Too many calories. And now Bolts is going to also feel the wrath. And they are being wiped out here. United with a very strong push.
coldzera spots the player going up the ladder, tries to take down the bomb planter instead. Can't make it there, but again, they've got another buy in the hole now, SK, because of the success they've had in the recent rounds. Won't be amazing, but it didn't need to be amazing to get this far in the first place.
That was like a small, big mistake falling out of the boost in C, getting fallen killed, took the initial damage. He could have off there over the smokes, that was enormous. And then we didn't see how Fur died, but he also had the very important position of playing close mid versus an A exec. They straight up out-dueled him.
It's pretty cool as well. United don't have any players who are negative on the kill death, which is quite cool.
I like the change of pace. They know the force buy is in, and this is quite a way to start things off. 2 players remain. Fallen as the scout. Bolts with the M4. Moose catches Fallen switching weapons, which leaves it 1 versus 4 now for Bolts. And there it is. That's the first one down. Eunited, these are very important games for both sides. And Eunited will win the first one 16-12.